It's this front straight, it's this crowd, it's these cars that remind you it's that time of the year when the excitement of spring break and the anticipation of Sebring merge to create an event like no other. And it's been a tradition for over half a century. Welcome to the Mobil 1, 12 hours of Sebring.
Well, Lee, a lot of people surprised to see Marco Werner qualify on the pole with a new track record. Marco, you'd been out of the car for a while, so obviously the speed came back very quickly, but physical conditioning, if you're not in the car all the time, you just don't get that race car driver endurance. Are you ready for this very physical race around this circuit?
I'm a little bit sick also, but I'm ready. I like this car, so beautiful car, and it's so funny to drive with the Audi R10 TDI, and I was really surprised about the speed in the qualifying, but also we did a lot over the winter time and also last year.
Emanuele Pirro from Rome, Italy.
I'm Marco Werner from Ermatingen in Switzerland.
Frank Wieler from Neuss, Germany.
Hello, I'm Romain Dumas. I am from ALMS in south of France.
Hi, I'm Timo Bernhard. I'm born in Hamburg, South Germany.
I'm Hélio Castro Neves, São Paulo, Brazil.
Hi, I'm Johnny O'Connell from Flowery Branch, Georgia.
Jan Magnussen from Roskilde, Denmark.
Ron Fellows from Toronto, Canada.
Hi, I'm Mika Salo from Helsinki, Finland, currently living in Monaco.
I'm Jaime Melo from Brazil.
Hi, I'm Johnny Molam and I'm from Charville in England.
We have ideal conditions for the beginning of the 2007 American Le Mans Series. Brabham was keen to go, but it's Biela who takes the flag in the Sebring 12-hour. It's Audi into the first turn.
One thing these guys got to watch out for, it rained really hard all last night. This racetrack is an unknown quantity right now. It's a green racetrack, not a lot of grip, as all the rubber's been washed away.
You see Dario Franchitti there locking up under braking to the outside of the Highcroft machine. The last thing those Acura cars want to do is to take each other out on the first lap.
Well, look at all these cars. That's like 5 or 6 cars that have started from pit road. Dramas for the Autocon car. It stopped reportedly on the pace lap. Biela leads the way at the end of the first lap from Capello. Timo Bernhard in the Penske Porsche sits third, top of the P2 class. Then the first of the Dysons with Andy Wallace on board. There's the Ray Hall Letterman Porsche on pit road.
Guys got to push it back to the garage and change the front radiator.
Oh no. And in comes the Peterson White Lightning Ferrari.
Wow, this is drama in the early laps. This is a 12-hour event. You don't need issues in the opening laps. Damage there to the front of that Ferrari.
Now up front, we've had a change of overall lead. Dindo Capello in the 1. Whoa, as he gets a little balked heading into 17. Is now the new race leader. Let's take a look at how it happened.
This auto traffic plays the big difference. You see him blocked right there. Has to get off the throttle, squeezed. Woo. That was close to the wall.
Biela had a moment there, and Dindo jumped all over it.
To GT1, yes, this is a Corvette you're looking at, as the boys highlighted earlier. The new Ron Fellows Special C6R in this new white livery, and Fellows is the class-leading car in GT1 at the moment. Inside the camp, there's Jan Magnussen. Johnny O, his longtime partner.
37 is now off the road, and I don't know if he made contact with that barrier yet or not.
That's Richard Berry behind the wheel. He really has zero experience in this type of race car. Raced IMSA lights last year. Fun guy, but he's certainly gone through a steep learning curve here today. Doesn't look like there's any damage to that car. He just needs to sneak it back onto the racetrack.
Well, Scott Maxwell was here for about 5 minutes repairing damage to the front right corner of that car. It looked like he maybe got into one of the Porsches out there. Tom Milner said he doesn't know the number, but that's what Maxwell was saying. So GT2, the gloves are off in the early hours of this race.
Back here at Sebring, and dramas at the Penske pit. Brian?
Sasha Masha brings his Porsche in, and it looks like a brake issue, guys. Down here, he's talking to the crew. He's saying, I've got a long pedal. They have bled the brakes, tried to see if there's any air in the system to get that out, bring the pedal back up. But they won't know until they get back on track. Dorsey and Calvin, as you guys can attest to, it is one of the most worrisome problems to a driver. You don't know what you've got brake pedal-wise, and on a track like Sebring with the high-speed straightaways and then turn 1 and 17, To not have the confidence in the brake pedal is not the way to go fast around here.
Cycling the Audis through. First Capello, now Biela.
He's going to hold it for a second. There's been some type of penalty here for Frank Biela. We don't know what it is. Meanwhile, the engine cover has gone back on Sasha Moschen's Porsche. He will try to get out of his pit stop, but Biela, the rear of this Audi, hanging out in pit road a little bit, so it'll be difficult for Moschen to get out. Now Biela, given the clear signal, he's gone.
Ryan, who is that? Was it Dick Martin who was holding that car up? No gloves on the team manager is the call we are getting.
Wow, that is rare. How often do you see a penalty call on that Yost squad?
Jamie Mello has brought his Ferrari in for service. What a great drive from the back of the pack. Remember, they changed tires after qualifying because of his spin. He's making atones for that. He's brought the car all the way back up to second place and was blisteringly fast. They will leave him in the car. Should be a routine stop.
Trouble here for the 20. Chris Dyson not long ago pitted after leading the race for a few moments because of the pit stop cycling through, and troubles for one of the Dysons.
Yeah, Lee, those problems continue because Chris Dyson has taken the 20 Porsche back to the garage area. They're going to have to do extensive work to the right side. He got together with one of the Pano's GT2 cars out on the track, did extensive damage to the right side of that Porsche RS Spider.
Live from Sebring International Raceway, welcome back to Speed's coverage of the 55th running of one of the world's greatest sports car battles of endurance, the Mobil 1 12 Hours of Sebring. Alan McNish right there, and that silver Audi is your leader. Let's take you to some highlights, though. As I said, it's been kind of crazy. First of all, for Frankie Biela, he had problems.
You have to take it a bit easier, okay? Otherwise we're going to lose too much body work.
Got a rear wheel only, no tire on the left rear, and he had to make a whole lap just like that.
Of course, that took a long time. Cut tire there. They got it in, but you notice not any significant damage to the car. That car got back out, currently running in the second spot. Now, watch this. This is Tom Christensen, the only four-time overall winner here at Sebring. Black flag. The reason was, Dorothy, contacting the pit lane.
It made contact with Dyson's car in pit lane. That's a definite no-no, and he got the black flag. Look this. Right rear tire explodes off John Field's car. Did a good job of keeping it under control, but a long way back to the pits.
There you see it now. Both of the Penske Porsches have been struggling with battery problems. You see them swapping out batteries, but when they were doing that, they discovered another issue.
Yeah, they had a throttle cable issue as well. While they were changing that battery, they decided they'd take care of that now. But both of these, you see right there, the mechanic running like crazy to get what he needs to fix it. Both of these Penske cars still have some sort of problem that the batteries are going dead.
Now we move to GT1, where the story really has been Corvette. One of the reasons is because of this type of moment with the Aston Martin.
Ah, but he saved the Bacardi sign after all.
It's been a fraught run for the Aston Martin, and as a result, the number 4 Corvette now in the hands of Olivier Beretta, one of the true greats. The only 4-time class champion in the American Le Mans Series is leading right now. Let's take you to GT2, where there, Dorsey, the story's been the battle between the 62 Ferrari and the 45 Porsche. Look at this pass in traffic.
Great pass. Mika Salo uses that lap traffic as a pick to take over that position, which he still holds.
Got around Mark Lieb there, that kind of racing. Now the 44 Flying Lizard car got hit, has damage, and it was pretty significant here. Now, we alluded to the fact there were some surprises going on in the P2 category. Well, let's bring you up to speed on that. Most notably, Dorsey, third overall, leading in P2 right now is the new Acura, and I'm not sure with those 4 Porsches anybody really expected this.
This is a great debut for the Acura boys, no question about that. The car sounds fantastic, too. I love the sound of that engine.
Keep in mind, this chassis is one that actually started as a Courage chassis, but they started to work on it and they decided to just build a brand new chassis, now called the ARX 01A. It is built by Honda Performance Development. People were wondering, how good is it going to be? It's good. It has even had a sniff of the overall. Welcome back to Sebring. Overall race leader Alan McNish in the Audi R10 TDI has been called to pit lane, and over the radio we heard the report. Full service. That means tires.
Now a problem. The car not refiring. We saw this on the last pit stop. Had a difficult time getting it started. Plugged in the jumper battery, unplugged it. Car has to start on its own. Problems for the 1 continue. They're putting it up on jacks. That's going to make Werner's exit out of pit lane quite difficult. The fuel is in. No tires. Werner is away.
Wow, that was something else. More trouble on the 1 car than just the battery then. They've gone back underneath the bonnet. They're looking for a cure. This is not good.
Well, we just just thought we'd hop on board here with the Highcroft Acura. Why? It is now 3rd overall, 2nd in class behind Brian Herta, the Andretti Green, number 26. Acura is 2nd overall, leading in P2 right now as the number 1 Audi, because of this long stop, has slipped to 4th. Oh, and number 9 is struggling right now. David Bratt behind the wheel, and it is very slow.
Yes, it is, and that's a long way from pit lane because he's headed down toward the hairpin right now. I believe that's where he's at.
Engine just all of a sudden died, and it was the dash was like going down the gearbox, but I wasn't doing it. It was all going a bit funny.
Marco Werner in the number 2 Audi R10 TDI continues to lead. The team car, by the way, is back out. Well down the order at this point, but at least it is back out. And so Werner has some serious breathing room. There we are on board at this point with Dindo Capello, running right now still 2nd in P1 category. However, 7th overall. He has slipped back and is right now about 7 laps adrift of his teammate Marco Werner. So it's time to put his head down and start throwing down some flyers, I would think.
Well, the 6 came in after the 7. The 7, we're talking to Timo Bernhard. He said they got their electrical problems fixed. Well, he didn't say anything about the barbecue pit, because when they brought it in, it was on fire. There was a small fire in the engine compartment. They got that put out, but they got to look for the cause of it. The 6 car, electrical problems. They're replacing batteries in it.
Dindo Capello back in the pits, and still back in the pits. He was going to be coming in, and it was just a routine stop, but they had those problems before, and they're still sitting there, and they are struggling. And part of the problem is gear-related, and Ralph Yutner, runs the team, Calvin, was very frustrated.
It doesn't work. Go into neutral. Go into neutral. Neutral. Go into neutral.
They're now going for a new battery to see if perhaps this new battery will have enough jump in it, or enough charge in it, I should say, to get it started. When they use the jumper battery, about half the time, it will fire up.
Oh, wait a minute. Problems for the 37. Clint Field at a crawl once again, and it looks like that left rear corner again, Cal.
There's something flapping in the breeze there on the left side. I'm not sure if it's a tire that's gone down. They had an issue earlier in this event. Oh, that's the fast one coming into 15 possibly. Just lost the rear end as he got in there.
How about this? While we were away, literally just before we came back, a 2nd pit lane infraction to the 2.
This is unbelievable. To see these type of infractions by this Yost team is just remarkable. I mean, they have been just on the ball year in, year out, and today it just seems to be all going wrong. I mean, Dr. Ulrich will be tearing his hair. I know that he has a lot left.
Problem here for the 16 Andy Wallace dramas for the Dyson Porsche.
Left rear flat. That's down into the hairpin turn. GT2 Porsche in front. DDA gets a little wide, and he gets a run on him. I don't know. I didn't see any contact with the rear of the car on the 16 machine. They may have just tagged the front. So, yeah, so I don't think that possible bump.
Okay, money change the tail of the puncture.
What we're going to do is we're going to throw to a commercial and then not go to it, because whenever we go to one, something happens. You can't believe it. Look at this. New nose for the Fernandez car. And Dindo Capello just ran off track as well. And we are under our 2nd full course caution.
Major debris, that's the cause of the caution. Whether that's the cause of Adrian's issues, we'll have to find out. Dindo going through traffic, slides down the inside there. That's turn 13, and then just runs wide. And that's the 15 right behind him, runs into the back of Dindo.
The 12-hour continues, and look at this. The race is on. Kanaan wants to catch Pirro.
Down to the inside, Tony Kanaan trying to fight through that slower traffic right now and get his sights on the Audi. They would love to take the overall lead. So Kanaan now in 2nd place on the racetrack, and ahead of him, the overall leader.
Well, it's clear now. It's a one-on-one fight, isn't it? These 2 cars are on the same lap. Tony, he's supple, he's refreshed, he's ready to go. We saw him preparing earlier. Frank Kitty's done a good job. Herta's done a good job. And now the chase is on. We've got our 3rd full course caution. Why is the question? What has happened?
Debris, we heard, Lee, on the racetrack again. So this is not what the guys want. They want to get back into a rhythm here.
Back to racing here at Sebring. Race leader is Emanuele Pirro from Audi Sport North America. Now boasts a 9-second lead over Tony Kanaan, but it's close. They slip up and Andretti Green Racing is ready to pounce.
Well, the Audi able to run 2 seconds a lap faster than the Acura. Well, that's to be expected. That doesn't surprise me a bit. But like I say, that Acura team has been pretty much flawless. They're doing a better job of getting the most out of the situation.
Spectacular scenes here at Sebring. Check this out. Jose Maria Lopez in the Corsa White Lightning Ferrari on fire big time.
Well, you can see already at the back of the car, this looks like an oil fire to me. And it could be gasoline, because you see it now spreading to the racetrack. Something's coming loose in the back of the Ferrari, and it's fueling that fire. You can see it spitting out. And it looks now like Penske Porsche number 6 is being pushed behind the wall.
Well, look, they have dropped now to some 28 laps behind the lead car. We're under our 4th full course caution now, and this situation is under control.
This is Mark Lieb in the Flying Lizard Porsche, who just came out of the pits a moment ago, and we'll have to wait now for the cars to come all the way around the start-finish line, which will cycle their timing units to see, but he very well might be the leader in that class.
This is your leader, Manuel Pirro, and updating you on that Mark Lieb situation. He has taken the lead in GT2. Salo dropped to 2nd. And 3rd in GT2 is Wolf Hensler for Tafel Racing. But this is at the front, Manuel Pirro.
We're on board now with Salo as he bends into turn 1.
You know, if you sat on the roof of these cars, you could see better, because that's where we're sitting on the roof with that camera, and he can't see through that corner like we can see.
Something's changed, Dorsey, because he did not lose 10 seconds behind Wolf Hensler. He had a moment, because now the margin is 10.5 seconds.
There's Hensler from behind. This is down into turn 17. Very, very rough. Oh, just too much speed. Wow, lucky he didn't get the wall there.
No kidding.
Now, did he flat spot all 4 tires? Had to have hurt the tires.
With all that smoke.
Yeah, oh boy.
Well, in terms of whether it's if they are flat spotted hampering the performance, I don't think so. Lead last lap at 2:04.5, Salo at 2:03 flat.
Yes.
So he took a 1.5 seconds off in 1 lap.
Well, Mick has been about a half second to a second quicker for quite a long time. Unfortunately, that spin put him right back there. Oh, look, Wolf Hensler. No, it's Tafel's car. 73, right front tire. Might have a flat right front.
Ian James.
Let's see what it looks like when it comes around up here. Yeah, oh, no damage, right front. He's broken suspension on the right front.
Reese does a pretty good pit stop, too, don't they?
Yeah, that was nicely done. It really was. Like I said, this car's not all tore up. It's not all beat up. They haven't been crashing into each other. And they've been doing a whale of a race. I mean, a heck of a race going on between Mark and
All right, he is out, and here comes your Bergmeister.
Yeah.
The 26 is in and will be out again in a minute. I think they've just got another penalty here, actually. Yes, indeed they have. And I think it's for the usual goggle infraction.
Actually, that penalty was assessed after the last pit stop, and they just had to serve it now because they served those at the next pit stop. They just hold them, and boy, that was costly.
It really is. I mean, they can't afford those precious seconds because this thing is nip and tuck here with the number 2 car for the overall victory. They have a handy 6-lap lead in their class over Luis Diaz, currently driving the Fernandez car, the number 15 machine, but I'm sure they're still thinking that overall victory is a possibility.
Now, Salo had alluded to this earlier when we talked to him in the interview, that they had problems getting the car to restart after pit stops. He said it looks to be solved. It's not.
No. He said he lost 2 minutes last time fixing this issue.
This is huge.
This is the last thing. Oh, and they got it. So probably about 10-second delay there. So every little bit helps for Jörg Bergmeister, Mark Lieb, Johannes van Overbeek trying to chase this Ferrari down. So Melo, he needs to stay cool.
Check this out. It is on in GT2 as it has been all race long, Cal. 10 hours, 36 minutes in, and there is less than a second separating. There's nothing in it now. Up the inside goes Jamie Mello on Mark Lieb. Look to the left of your screen. Does Lieb have anything back? No, he doesn't. Another change of lead in GT2.
Unbelievable stuff. They're fighting traffic coming into that final turn 17. It was Mark Lieb in the Porsche, runs a little wide. Jamie Mello just pantses.
And I think they're just going to add a little bit of oil to this car. We haven't seen them doing this very much. They're probably going to hold it. Running absolutely superbly. This was not going to help them at all, I'm afraid.
No, another 40 seconds meant to stay in the box. Regardless of this extra 40-second penalty, It has been a top-notch performance from Andretti Green Racing in this new Acura. How about in GT1? There is one Aston Martin from Team Modena challenging these two dominant Corvette C6Rs. But who will get the better? Will it be the 4 or the 3? There's only a 3.5-second lead from Max Pappas to this man here, Johnny O'Connell, who is in his 17th start at the 12 Hours of Sebring. He goes into the all-time top 5, along with Andy Wallace. Drama at Andretti Green.
Looks like transmission in the back.
Yeah, it looks like, it's gear oil actually. And obviously got a problem with the gearbox, and they're having to take a plate off. But no, that's just, there you see the oil going in now. So a problem with the gearbox.
Jamie Miller behind the wheel. Calvin, you alluded to it. The difference in winning or losing this race may be whether the car restarts or not. This will be a triple stint. Time stop. They said it would be, and no, the car will not refire. He's recycling the engine, has it refired, but they're being held a penalty. The visor up on the refueler is what they're saying. Dave Sims, the crew chief, is looking at him going, you've got to be kidding me. They're being held. This could cost them the win here at the 12 Hours of Sebring. 20 extra seconds.
That was a 20-second penalty for a visor up again. This is totally inexcusable on the last pit stop of a race that you raced the entire 12 hours to win.
And the key is, Dorsey, they rolled the dice. They didn't change tires. He's going to double stint these tires. Bergmeister's got fresh tires, and they just gave Bergmeister 20 seconds.
Take a look at this on this pit stop. Look at the guy right here. His visor is up. That is a distinctive no-no 20-second penalty. Now, it's not the first time that happened today. It's not the second time it happened today.
So this is it. GT2. It is on right to the very end with just over half an hour remaining in the Mobil 1 12 Hours of Sebring. How about that?
So we're just going to bring it home. I think we can maintain our position.
That's right. Well, the fuel just came out of the 26 car again. They're going to have one more look at the gearbox. This is definitely going to be the last stop for this team. At least they hope, as long as the gearbox has no more problems. They just want to take one more quick look at it. You see they've got the tools available to address anything that they need. They're right now currently -3 laps to the Audi, but +4 laps to the Lowe's car. So they definitely have some time. They just want to make double sure that the gearbox goes all the way to the end and they have no more problems to the checkered flag.
Check this graphic out on the left of your screen. Look how that margin of advantage has come down. Mello over Bergmeister. It's now down to 5.1 seconds, and we'll see when they come around this time, because your Bergmeister is heading down toward turn 17, and here comes Bergmeister.
I'm getting closer.
That's not a good thing to have to hear.
He sounded confident too.
Yes, he did.
Here comes Marco Werner, so he will get instruction to do one more lap. 3.7 miles for Werner, and he will have another one.
The key is, if he is fast enough to pass these guys on this lap, then this could be the final lap for GT2 as well.
That's correct.
Last lap.
If he can catch the two GT2 cars and get by them, then this is their last time around as well.
I think he might, because they're not too far down the road.
Lap.
This is it. They will have to do one more. But Marco Werner for Audi Sport North America wins the 12 Hours of Sebring. Spectacular style. But the race is on in GT2. This is far from over. Bergmeister's time and distance is running out. Mello is locked up. Makes an error down into the hairpin. It is really on now.
That cost him a lot of time. Now the next opportunity is braking for 10. We're going to go through this left-hander quite quickly here and set up for the brake zone.
Mello defense to the inside.
12 hours of racing, and it has come down to this. Ferrari versus Porsche. Bergmeister gets on the inside, can't quite execute the move.
Those Michelins are tortured on that Ferrari. Double stinting them. They're at their end of their life right now. Bergmeister has the stronger car handling-wise.
And he comes off the corner better. Nicer run off that corner will give him an advantage. Headed down here.
The two most successful marks in Sebring history, and they are going blow for blow. Ferrari and Porsche. Who will it be come the end? Bergmeister hugs the inside line.
He's got to set him up here. He's got to get a run off 16.
It's all about this corner, Calvin. Look at this. Here's the run.
Mello comes over to try and block him, but Bergmeister, he's right up against the wall. How close do you like it? This is a
I know you guys suffered some problems early on, but in the end, everything looked smooth that last hour or so.
Yeah, of course. Everything was fine. Just a long pedal for the brake. That was not only the one problem. Then I have to do a PV.
I know you're superstitious. You don't like to talk about it until it's over with. But you joined Tom Christensen with 4 overall victories here at Sebring. How special is that?
Very special. I'm very happy. I mean, especially after what happened in warm-up and then in my second stint when I had the puncture. With this close competition, you cannot really expect to win a race when you are 3 laps behind. But at the end, it turned out very well, and the guys did a great job. I'm only a guest. No, but I'm very happy.
Lee, we saw so many problems with so many teams today, but Corvette makes it look easy. This is your 4th win, Ollie. Looked like it was just a Sunday drive out there.
Well, I think I look reasonably fresh because we've got a fantastic air conditioning unit in the Corvette. I mean, the Corvette C6 has been brilliant all day. Thanks to CompuAir and Michelin. Michelin have wonderful tyres all day. But we've raced really hard against the 3 car all day long. I have to thank this man here, Doug Feehan, did a fantastic job running the program. And Olivier and Max, driven brilliantly all day. It's been a hard slog, but, you know, after 12 hours of racing, only 20 seconds between the 2 cars.
Ryan Herta, you are absolutely pumped right now. I mean, what feels so good right now? Was it the class win or the 2nd overall?
Well, I think, you know, the goal for us was to try and win the class. That was the #1 objective, and we did that. And, you know, I think, you know, we knew we had a really strong challenge from some of the manufacturers out there, but I'm shocked that, you know, first race out with this team, Andretti Green Racing and Acura, they put a great car on the track, XM Satellite Radio. I mean, I feel like home. I'm going to be here for a long time.
Jamie, let's look down. If we can just look down here, black tyre marks all down the side of the car. That was the last lap.
Yeah, that was the last lap, the last corner. So I just tried to defend my place, and that's it. I won the race. I'm very happy.
It was tremendous for the fans. I know for you, in the seat that you had, it was not nearly that good. Give us your take on that through the play-by-play that last corner.
I mean, it didn't start on the last corner. It started on the back straight. He was closing the door pretty much the whole last lap, and then I went to the inside on the back straight, and he put me in the wall there already. I managed to get by him. And then in turn 17, right on the apex, he punted me again, so I got in a slide. But I managed to go to power, and then we were side by side, and he put me in the wall again. So that's 2 times in the wall and hit once. If that's the right way to win a race, then congratulations to him.